might not know the exact space of Shiva, how Mahadeva is and everything, but whatever you understand as Shiva or Mahadeva or Shivoham, when you start living that, like what Swamiji told, when you even just think about Mahadeva or just tell your Shiva, he just fills you. So whenever you know, like whenever you tell Shivoham, whatever you understand as Shiva, when you keep living that in your life, obviously you will be in the space of Shivoham, which is a direct consciousness. You will keep radiating that.
In Bhagavad Gita, Swamiji told a story like there'll be a Zen master and a group of his disciples. So they all will be walking to each village, and from each village, whatever they get for the day, they'll have that as their food, and they'll sit and meditate. So when these one day when they all were walking, so they all went to a place, and so at first they all got nice food. So as they kept on passing, one day to the village they went, there were like no one in that village accepted what the Zen master told, his teachings. So he didn't even get food. So then finally few people gave him food for the only one meal. So his disciples started, like the master's disciples started feeling like, oh, how can we are trusting our master, only we came, how we didn't get food. And so even when they all were getting food, master used to sit and every day thank God and pray to the God and show his gratitude to the God for giving him meals. So even when he got one meal also, that day also they all sat and prayed. After that, the disciples started feeling like, why should we pray now? What is it that we are not even getting food, so why should we sit and pray? So and then still the Zen master prayed, so the others also, his disciples also just prayed. Then when they went to the next village, they didn't even get food for 2 to 3 days. They didn't even get any food. Even then, every day, Zen master, with so much of authenticity and devotion, he used to sit and every day show his gratitude to God. Then at that time, this Zen master's disciples will be like, no, something's really wrong with him. Even when he don't get food, he's sitting and showing his gratitude to God. What is that to sit and show gratitude? Then so his disciples will go and ask the master, why is it that every day you sit and show your gratitude to God? What is that? We didn't even get food. Then so the Zen master will tell, whether even to think that we didn't get food, it is God who gave us this mind. We have to show our gratitude because he gave us this space, this moment for us to breathe and exist. So through this situation, what we have to understand is not that we didn't get food. We have to understand that God is making us realize that whether we have the food or not, we can still survive and exist. So what I understood from this story is that whether something is added or removed, we are still the consciousness. So every time exaggerating everything towards the master will help us realize that we are consciousness, rather than sitting and making it a big problem and exaggerating it. We just exaggerating the whole thing on Swamiji will make us realize that we are consciousness.
Instead of like over exaggerating on the problem, when you sit and just sit with yourself and remember what Swamiji told, that you can never be violated. So when you realize that you can never be violated, naturally first thing you will do is you'll stop over exaggerating any problem. And then when you stop over exaggerating any problem, when you just start thinking how you can solve it, immediately that solution will just occur to you, and you will find a solution, and you'll just be so amazed at yourself how easily you handled the problem. So by this, what I wanted to tell is that when you just realize that you can never be violated, automatically you'll find solution for all the problems you have.
When we exaggerate our whole situation on Swamiji, I actually got a technique also. Whenever I get a situation or whenever a problem happens, that time just first be relaxed and step out from the situation. First understand that you are not getting the problem. It is just outside, nothing can violate you. So first you have to understand that nothing can violate you. Then you should understand that the problem, the whole thing exaggerated on Swamiji. You are not, how much ever you try and solve the problem on your own, nothing will work. You will just fall into more and more incompletion and powerlessness. So exaggerate the whole thing on Swamiji. Say, what would Swamiji do if he was in this situation? So then you should think about what Swamiji would do, and you should act based on that. So when you exaggerate on Swamiji, that time you'll understand how to react to every situation without creating your problems.
There are two types of boons. The boons I give when they are qualified, boons I give to make them qualified. Blessings for Varanasi IA comes under the category of boons I give them to make you qualified. So you don't need to be already qualified to receive the boon for Varanasi IA. Understand? As I said, I give two types of boons. Boons when you are qualified, boons to make you qualified. Blessing for Varanasi IA is second type, boons to make you qualified. So for that you don't need a separate qualification. You try your best to have all incompletions. I challenge, I'll make you be there in Varanasi IA. I'll make it happen. And you will tell me there, Swamiji, I am here. I made it. Understand, my IA boons are not, it doesn't require, there is no prerequisite for any qualification. It's a boon to make you qualified to receive the cosmic boon of enlightenment. Even for that, how can I expect you to be qualified? So, no qualifications required, no prerequisite. No prerequisite boon.